All right, guys, this is section 1-8, and we're going to look at the 3 constructions we need to do. The first video is going to be on how to construct a line segment congruent to a given segment. So I have a sheet here. They've given me all these line segments, and they want me to copy them or construct a congruent one. The key word here is the word construct. When it says to construct a congruent line segment, that means you can't take a ruler, measure your line segment, and then draw one. Again, you have to construct it using geometric tools, which is going to be your compass. And there's lots of different compasses out there. This is mine. And then a straight edge. So we're going to use a ruler, but we're not going to use it for measurement purposes. Now, in the PowerPoint for section 1-8, there are directions to do this as well and pictures. They are from the textbook. They're a tiny bit different than mine, but they're very similar and you will get the same result either way. So I just wanted to point out the differences. The first thing we're going to do to construct our congruent line segment is to draw a line or a segment, because it's not going to have an end, underneath or somewhere near the segment you are copying. And then what you want to do is once you draw that segment, put a point somewhere on that line. Now in the PowerPoint, it says to put it at the end to make it a ray. You don't have to. Now to copy it using our geometric tool, our compass, what you have to do is you are going to use the compass to measure the line segment. So put the metal point on one end, and then you want to open up your compass until the pencil is on the other end. So if I look here, come in a little bit. All right, so notice the metal point's on one end, the pencil's on the other. So what I'm going to do now to copy this line segment is I'm going to take my metal point, put it on the point I made, and I'm going to draw an arc across my line. Where the arc crosses over the line, you put another point, and this segment here should be exactly the same length as this segment here. Now, the arc that you made, this is called a construction mark. And when you're doing constructions, unless somebody tells you to erase them, you want to leave your construction marks there so that your instructor, or if you're doing this to show kids, they can see that you used a compass and you didn't just use a ruler to measure the lines, because using that compass is going to give you a more exact measurement as long as your compass doesn't move. Sometimes compasses move a little bit. I would recommend, I really like this compass because it's very sturdy. It doesn't move. I think I spent like $7 or $8 on it. It wasn't bad, but it's a good compass because it doesn't move. If you have a compass that's a little, like it moves a lot, then it's harder to do constructions and you'll get frustrated. So a good compass is well worth the purchase. All right, that is it for constructing a congruent line segment. We're going to look at our next construction, which is going to be constructing a congruent angle. All right, so what we're going to do here to construct our congruent angle is the first thing we have to do is we need one of our angle rays to be there. So remember, an angle is made up of 2 rays. So down below my angle, I'm just going to draw a ray. So here's my ray. All right, then what we need to do is you're going to take your compass. You're going to put the metal point on the vertex of your angle. And then you want to set the compass so that the pencil is somewhere just kind of in the middle of that angle. Doesn't matter exactly where. So here I've set mine, so it's kind of in the middle of the angle. And what I'm going to do is, I call it making a piece of the pie. I'm going to make an arc. And here you got to be careful that your compass doesn't move. Sometimes it's easier to move the paper. And see, mine went off a little bit, so let me erase that. All right, like I said, sometimes it's easier to move the paper, sometimes it's easier to move the pencil. There we go. All right, so we got my arc mark. And then what you want to do is you want to do the same thing on your ray down here. So you're going to put the metal point on the ray and draw another arc. And you want to make it go pretty deep so that you can make sure when we do our angle constructions that we'll have as much as we need. Okay, so now that we've done that, what you want to do is go back to where your given angle is. Where your arc crosses over each ray, put 2 points. And then you're going to take your compass and you're going to measure from point to point using your pencil on one and your metal point on the other. So there you, if you can see, my pencil is on one, my metal point is on the other. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our ray down here. And if it helps, you can put a point where that arc crosses over. Put your metal point where the arc crosses over the ray that you drew. And then you're going to make another arc. It's kind of like a silly circle there. So you go, again, put your metal point here, make your arc. All right, where the 2 arcs cross, put a point. And then you should be able to use your straight edge to connect those 2 points and draw your angle. And my line wasn't perfectly straight there, but this angle should have the same measure as this one if we use our protractor to measure them.